All right, today we're going to talk about something that's a total game changer for productivity. We're talking about building your own specialized AI team. So let's dive in and see how this actually works.
So what if you could have this AI dream team right at your fingertips? I'm talking about a team ready to just crush your to-do list. You'd have a researcher, a scheduler, a writer, an email assistant, you name it, all working together perfectly. And here's the kicker. You're the boss, and you don't need to know a single thing about coding to lead them. Okay, but here's the thing. There's a problem with most AI tools, right? I mean, if you've ever tried to give a single AI, like a regular chatbot, a really big, complicated task with a bunch of steps, you've probably seen it just fall apart. It gets confused, it misses key details, or it just kind of gives up. It's like asking one person to be a five-star chef and a tax accountant and an astronaut all at the same time. It's not built for that.
So, how do we get around this? Well, the answer is this really cool concept called multi-agent systems. And honestly, the best way to get your head around it is with a super simple analogy: a manager and their team of specialists.
A multi-agent system is, well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's not one AI trying to do everything. Instead, it's a whole team of different independent AI agents all working together on one job. The key is each agent has its own special skill, its own expertise, just like a real team you'd work with.
And the way this is usually set up is called the Orchestrator architecture. It works like this. First, you throw a complex request at the system. Then a supervisor or manager agent steps in and just analyzes that request. Now, it doesn't do any of the work itself. Its only job is to figure out what you want and break it down into smaller pieces. After that, it hands off those smaller tasks to the right specialist agents. And finally, each specialist just gets to work doing the one thing it's really, really good at.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually plays out in the real world. We're going to take a look at a messy, complicated request and see how this system handles it. Well, pretty beautifully. So check this out. This is a real request from an AI automator named Nate Herkelman. He asks his system to write a blog post, find a contact's info, send an email, and schedule a calendar event, all in one go. A single AI would look at that and, yeah, it would almost certainly crash and burn. But in a multi-agent system, the supervisor agent jumps right in. It scans that request and immediately goes, okay, hold on. This isn't one job, this is 4 separate jobs. Its only purpose is to be the conductor of the orchestra, not to play any of the instruments. So, first up, the supervisor pings the contact agent. This agent's one and only job is to look up contact information. It goes, finds Dexter Morgan's email in a database, and reports back. Boom. Task 1 done. All right, next, the supervisor taps the content creator agent. This specialist is an absolute pro at research and writing. It gets the task, create that blog post about dogs. So it does its thing, writes the article, and passes it on. And while all that's going on, the supervisor is also nudging the calendar agent. This agent's entire world revolves around scheduling. It just goes ahead and creates that dinner event for the evening, exactly like it was asked to. And finally, once the contact info is ready and the blog post is written, the supervisor calls in the email agent. This agent's whole deal is communication. It grabs the blog post from the content creator, the email address from the contact agent, puts it all together, and sends the final email. And just like that, the entire complex job is done. So you might be asking, why go through all that trouble? Well, it's simple. Because this team approach builds a way, way better system. And it all comes down to the power of specialization. Let's break it down side by side. A single agent, it gets totally overwhelmed by one giant messy prompt, and its accuracy just plummets. But a multi-agent team, it actually thrives on that complexity. Each specialist gets a clear, super focused task that it was literally built for. This just skyrockets the accuracy and the efficiency of the whole thing. In fact, here's a good rule of thumb from people who built these things. Any single AI agent really shouldn't have more than 10 tools or functions. Once you go past that, you start to see its performance drop. It just gets confused. So yeah, specialization is absolutely the key to avoiding that kind of AI burnout. Okay, so right about now, you're probably thinking, this sounds incredible, but I'm not a coder. Well, I've got great news for you. You don't have to be. We are right in the middle of a no-code AI revolution, which means these super powerful systems are now available for pretty much anyone to use.
There are some amazing platforms out there right now that let you build these agent teams with like visual drag and drop tools. If you're a bit more technical, a platform like n8n is awesome. It's open source and gives you tons of room for customization. For marketers or small businesses, something like Zapier AI is fantastic. It's super simple and connects with like over 6,000 different apps. And for teams that aren't technical at all, you've got platforms like Lindy, which are incredibly intuitive and let you set up workflows just by typing in plain English.
So the big takeaway here is that this is not some niche tech for developers anymore. Nope. This is the future of how we get things done, both for ourselves and at work. And man, is it evolving fast.
And believe me, the future is looking even crazier. We're moving toward agents that are context-aware, meaning they'll actually remember your past conversations to help you better. They're also going to become multimodal, so they'll understand not just text, but your voice, images, you name it. And maybe most importantly, they're going to get deeper autonomy, meaning they'll be able to handle really complex projects with way less handholding from us.
So there you have it. The power to build your own AI dream team is officially in your hands, and you don't need to write a line of code. The only question left is, what are you going to build? Seriously, think about the most boring, tedious, repetitive task you do every day. That's the perfect first job for your brand new AI team. So what's it going to be?